morning. Welcome to Wednesday. Got a text from Chris just a minute or two ago. I told Tim not to read it because it made me laugh. Sorry to say that the big fella is looking to arrive at 6:15. Someone's got to call him the big fella.
Yeah.
Might as well be himself. How's everybody doing today? How we feeling?
All right.
Brando's a little under the weather still.
Yeah.
I'm still holding on to this a little bit, but I feel much better.
Yeah.
Much, much better.
That's good.
But I'm still, hopefully you don't have what I have, and it just drags on.
Sure seems like it.
Man.
It's
Just lingering. Yours is
feels-
very nasally compared to mine.
yeah. It just feels like a nonstop allergy attack.
Nonstop is a real nose closer. Nonstop. So last night, Nick, he looks so forward to Tuesdays. It's his pickling night.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not drinking or pickling any
Gets
vegetables.
While pickling.
No. I don't think there's any there's no drinking during
He's
the pickling.
serious.
Oh, yeah. He doesn't even really drink during golf.
Why is it then pickleball is trying so hard to make it a drinking thing too? Like all these places
That's
are
not
like,
a sport that works with
Yeah.
drinking. Maybe afterwards, and you're all hanging out like in the Michelob Ultra commercials.
Right.
because I'm not familiar with it. I mean, I've played it in high school a million years ago, and I don't remember thinking afterwards like, man, I'd go for a beer. I was like, I'm tired.
No, I mean, I think they hang out a little bit afterwards, but not. It's not a drinking sport. Golf.
Oh, they're trying.
Golf, you've got a
Golf.
cart, unless you're a walker, which, whatever. You're just doing it the wrong way. That golf is the perfect sport for
Drinking.
consumption.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, he was gone last night. So I finished Presumed Innocent.
Oh.
I think it came out a day early. So I'm watching it to catch up
And it
last
just keeps
night.
going.
And it was like the verdict. The final episode shows up. And I'm like, well, I can't stop now.
No kidding.
It's the verdict. I'm not going to say anything.
Yeah.
For anybody that saw the movie.
Yeah, I don't see.
Yeah, I'm not going to say a word. But man, I'm so mad you did not watch it.
Well, I didn't think it's on the list for tonight.
Yeah, real solid
No
show.
kidding. Okay.
8 episodes.
Yeah,
Not
I'm a fan.
too. It's well acted.
Yeah.
Jake Gyllenhaal redeemed himself a little bit last night.
With the acting?
Yeah,
Okay.
but I still am not sure about him.
Yeah.
I just don't. I am not.
Him as an
sold-
actor.
Yes.
Okay.
Not completely sold.
I agree.
But everybody else,
I like him.
I don't know
Everybody
what
else
it
is
is. I think
fantastic.
he's okay.
I think he's a
Do
good.
you think the Taylor Swift stuff got to you?
No, not at all. I don't. Well, maybe in the back of my mind.
You're like, he's not a good guy.
But yeah, I mean, if you're looking for Apple, people need to get Apple because their programming, percentage-wise, what they put out is solid.
Really?
not-
That's your number one.
I just think that the shows that I have the most feelings for
yeah.
used to be HBO. To me, HBO would have some misses here and there, but Apple may have not the content amount,
Yeah.
but I think they have solid. They have a couple of my favorite shows.
They do. I've gotten burned by them on a couple of those shows. where
Yeah,
I'm like,
because
this
you're
one
like, it's
looks-
Apple, so
They do. All of their shows look amazing. That is the one I would say consistent strain that I've noticed with Apple is they always look fantastic, but there's sometimes that I've always said it's like, I don't know what it takes to put on a TV show, but let's say it takes 10 writers to make a great TV show. Sometimes it feels like they have 5. It's like you didn't spring. You got the good lighting, you got the good cameras,
Yeah.
but you're like, we can make it
who cares?
we can make it with 5 writers, right?
I think it's
Look
really
how great it looks.
If you love a courtroom whodunit show, 8 episodes, and like we talked about a few weeks ago, it'll be another. There'll be more seasons of it with different cases.
That's
I guess.
confirmed that it's different.
Well, I know, but I mean, I don't
casts.
know how there's nothing else they can do.
Got it.
Here. They
This
wrapped
one's
it up
over.
pretty tidy.
Yeah.
at the end.
It feels like very easily it could be here's this.
Oh my
this
gosh,
season's
yeah.
case,
Yeah.
like True
Cool idea.
Detective or White Lotus.
I told my mom that she should watch it because she's rewatching stuff. You know what she's watching now? She's just trying to find stuff that is on that can make her a little happy.
Yeah.
So I told you she watched that Call the Midwife like 3 times.
Yeah.
I think she rewatched The West Wing
I
already.
wonder if your mom, as far as presumed innocent, if she's like me, like I have a very hard time with music-based shows, where it's about artists or anything like that, just because it's too.
That's
and so-
exactly right. She does not like court shows.
Can she not handle the courtroom
She does not
stuff?
like
She's
the courtroom stuff
That's not real.
Yeah,
I'm
at
not
all.
buying it.
Yeah.
I didn't even tell her about Suits.
Oh yeah, no.
She had a million seasons of that she could have watched.
No, she wants
You know
nothing to
what?
do with it.
I said it's really. She goes, no, I don't have an interest in that kind of television.
yeah, been there. She
And-
lived it.
Yeah, I just don't think she. She
What
just,
about Green Acres? Would she like to go? And
No,
rewatch Green Acres?
it's similarly. Is that a word?
Petticoat Junction.
Yeah.
No, she is watching now. The Waltons.
Whoa, really?
I mean, that show makes me upset inside. I remember when it came on, and I'm like, when I was a kid, going, this is just a bad,
A single
old show, old person
You'd
show.
flip through and be like, "Oh, is that Little?" No, not Little
No.
House. It's the Waltons.
Oh,
a single frame of it is boring.
Yes.
You could take any frame of that show
She
ever, and you'd be like, "This is the most boring show ever made."
it's making her very happy. That's her latest.
Where do you stream?
I have
Waltons?
I don't ask
Probably
questions.
on like Freevee or something.
I don't
or
ask questions.
Tubi.
She knows how to stream, so I'm happy that that's happening.
That's great.
Anyway, presumed
What's the
innocent.
premise of the Waltons?
It's a big, huge family.
Are they in
Yeah.
the
With a
country? Is it
paw.
set in the past?
I'm pretty
Their
sure
grandpa.
they make a big deal about telling each other good night
Yes,
at
yes.
the end of the evening.
They're real big on.
That's
it's about
pretty exciting.
family.
Is it set in what was then modern day, or is it a?
Oh, I don't think so. I think it's olden times, right?
I don't know how olden.
Was it kind of trying to take off a Little House?
Don't you
Might
think
have
it? I
came
think they were.
before Little House.
No, did it?
I think it did.
What period of time? I think it was definitely after Little House because the house was
1972 is when it started.
much nicer.
Little House started in 72?
No, it started after that.
So yeah, Waltons is ahead of the game.
What time
That's
of?
a period piece.
But what period? They'd wear a lot of overalls. Whenever overalls were real hot, and I'm not talking about the 80s
Based on a
or 90s.
1961 book called Spencer's Mountain.
Leslie.
Time period from 1933 to 1946. So it's
Okay.
more modern.
Like after the
than-
Depression.
Yeah, more modern than Little House on the Prairie.
It's West Virginia, right? Seems West Virginia-y.
Yeah, I said West something.
The best thing about the Waltons is the end. That's Leslie from Flores that said.
Regular Virginia.
Oh, it's regular Virginia?
I think so.
Okay.
Based on what I'm reading.
Set in the Waltons Mountain, a fictional mountain community in Jefferson County, Virginia.
Okay. Anyway, that's her show now.
Boring.
I'm just recommending Presumed Innocent. I think it was very well done. That Peter,
He's incredible.
is it a Scar or a Sar?
I think it's Sarsgaard.
Sarsgaard.
I was early on him.
He's good in everything he's
Yeah,
in.
he's a really, really good actor.
And the other guy he's going to bother you at first. I love him.
Hey, you know what? I think Sarsgaard is married to
Maggie Gyllenhaal, he
Yeah.
is.
So they're seeing each other at barbecues.
Yeah, Jake and Pete, they're buds.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, they're bros. Really, bro in laws. Okay, so tell me about. I know that Aaron had a big night last night. Got to play at Grizzlies Stadium.
Oh, yeah.
No
yeah, he
way.
had to, yep, he was in the All-Star game for the league one of the leagues that their team was in. It's called Slava, which is a terrible sounding name, but it's like
Slava.
Slava.
Oh.
So it's like St. Louis
You're a slob.
St. Louis Amateur Baseball Association, I'm guessing is what it stands for. But anyway, they had their All-Star game last night, and so he got to play in that.
Oh, that's awesome.
He had a really good game, and their team won, and so it was very cool. And then they were having a good time, and so whenever they would switch pitchers, when he was in the outfield, they were doing little skits kind of like while they were waiting for the pitcher to warm up. And my favorite was that all the outfielders, you could watch, they're all in the outfield. They threw their gloves into a pile and then stood around and acted like it was a campfire.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I'd never seen that one before, and I was like, "Wow, I like that a lot. That's pretty strong." I don't know if they came up with that or if somebody else has done that.
That's a fairly popular touchdown dance where you take the ball and
put it
spin it, and then they do the same.
This was the gloves.
Yeah, it's solid.
And I was like, I'm enjoying this.
Real good.
I like that. But Amelia did not go. Everybody went, but Amelia didn't go last night. She had to get like another adrenaline fix. She's like a junkie now. Over the weekend she went to Six Flags. Not Cinemas.
Oh, look, the big fella's here.
big
everyone.
fella.
Right on time. 6:15. You called it.
You did call it.
I nailed it. I got really lucky with the lights out there, too. So look at us. Sorry to interrupt the story.
No, you're
Cinemas joke.
No, she remember she went to Six Flags. That was the second time she's been to Six Flags. When this time she rode everything or a bunch of stuff, including the Batman ride, which she needed to get like psyched up to ride. And then last night she went to the Monroe County Fair, and she said she rode every ride except for one. And as soon as she like described it, I was like, oh yeah, I would not ride. It's like one that goes all the way up and down.
Oh, it used to be called, back in the day, what did they call that? I know what you're talking about.
Carousel?
It just does like a loop.
No, it's
I
like
think.
yes, it's like the Hammerhead or something.
It looks awful. But she rode everything. She's like, I rode the Cobra. And I was like, I remember the Cobra.
I don't know
rode
what the Cobra is.
Cobra's bad.
I don't know the Cobra.
So she rode all that last night.
So there was a fair going on a Tuesday?
Yeah, Monroe County Fair is like it's all week.
Oh, it is.
It started over the weekend and it runs till.
Oh man,
next
I might
week.
have to head to Monroe County for a corn dog.
Oh, they corn
I've
dog
yet to have a real.
I think it's a real classic
I haven't had a
dipped
corn dog, period. But yes, the
they'll
real one.
set you up with all the corn dogs, I'm sure.
Man,
They'd love to have
I'm
you.
distracted now by thoughts of corn dogs.
Dreams of corn dog.
So Chris, big fella, sleep a little late.
Guys. Yeah, I didn't. I turned my alarm off, my main alarm off yesterday, and then didn't reset it. So I have an alarm where it's like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It just is automatic, so I don't have to.
Yeah, I do the same.
I don't have to set it, but I must have just turned it off because it didn't go off, and then I didn't set any of my phone alarms, and so.
Oh, well, I can't believe you got up this early.
I know. I was
still be sleeping.
I was shocked. And actually, truth be told, Nikki, I woke up yesterday and Nikki had to re-wake me up. So she bailed me out of this exact scenario, which she was just delaying the inevitable.
God,
I need to relearn the lesson. But
she's MVP.
she was MVP in more ways than one yesterday.
What'd you do?
So we drop her old car off at Pro Car Auto Body. It's great auto body shop.
They're pros.
They're pros. They're great.
And they do cars.
They used to be
do cars.
amateurs, but they've moved up.
And they're working on her old car. And then she picked me up, and then we drove back to her apartment. And we get to her apartment, and she's got a gate that goes up, and there's like a card. And I was like, oh, she got the new car. I put the card up in the, what's it called?
The visor?
Visor, yep. And usually you have to like wave the card around like an idiot. You have to take it out and wave it around. And in this new car, I was like, I put it in the visor. It had a clip for it. I was like, okay, this will automatically, like when we get close enough to the door, it'll open. And I was driving.
Oh,
I got close to the door. The door has the new car. The door has a 3-inch lip, and the door started coming up, and all of a sudden you started hearing, and it starts raining plastic on the hood and windshield, just like poof, 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 and then just like you're in a like Jurassic Park where like the leg of a human lands on the hood of the car. The hood ornament just goes and lands on the hood of the car. So as this, big industrial gate was going up, and I meant to bring in the hood ornament. The hood ornament's, bigger than this. It's humongous, and it just boom comically lands on the hood. And I get out of the car and I look at the damage and like just hands over my face, kneeling on the ground, so
I am
distraught.
I am so sick
I was
right
sick
now.
to my stomach. I was sick, and I got back in the car and I go, I'm sick. And Nikki was like, it's okay. These things happen. You know, nothing bad happened. This is just a car, and you know, blah blah. And I'm like, I made fun of the idea that she got her apartment right at the beginning of the pandemic and it got ruined. She never got to. And I go, just the other day when we were at the dealership, I was like, oh, this car's gonna get ruined.
Yeah.
And I'm the one that ruined it.
You ruined it.
Brand new car. She's never had a car. She's never had a brand new car. I mean, how many people get? I mean, it's a brand new car. One of the nicest things she's ever done, and I got 1 inch too close to a gate, and it was.
I can't believe the car let you get that close.
That's a little bit of what I'm thinking.
Because my car, I think a lot of times it'll stop me.
Yeah, I mean, 100% my fault. But when you're racking your brain to be like, what happened here? Like, how did I do this?
Oh, and what's
my-
with this dumb gate? What are you supposed to do to make it go up?
You have to get close to it and get this thing. And I've said before, it's like, it should just be a clicker. Like, you should, just like a garage door at your house. Like, you just hit the button.
Yeah.
And instead, everybody's probably just doing the same thing we're doing, which is finding the sensor by putting it forward on the dashboard.
But there's not anything that you roll your window down and it's right there
No.
to your left. See, I've parked in those types of garages before, and there's always a scanner right there, and you just bloop, you reach out and hit it, and it goes up, and
That's
you
what
drive
I would
in, and it
prefer.
drops down behind you.
But I thought, okay, I put it up on the clip. This car's different. Maybe and I obviously don't know the dimensions of the car yet. But yeah, it's the electric kind. So the whole front is this big plastic thing. And
Oh, yeah, there's no metal on it.
and it
It's
just
gotta be light.
crack, 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 and then just comically raining down on.
Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry.
So what happens now?
So I went directly to the dealership and was like, hey, and
I don't like the way it drives.
Can I get another one?
I need a new one.
You got a different color.
And I thought this is a disaster. It hit 5 things. It ripped off the.
It felt really bad. It sounded and felt.
So we went upstairs, and I had a call. I had to call 2 minutes after this happened. So I had to go upstairs and get on the call, and I had to tell the story about what happened on the call, or what I did in the car, and everybody's like, "Shut up." Anyway, she.
So you go to the dealership. What do they say?
So then I go down to the car, and I'm like, oh, so the front emblem is a camera, and I originally because it got ripped off, and then another thing got ripped off, and there's wires hanging out.
Oh my gosh.
Well, it popped off, so it was in perfect shape. I popped it back on, set it back in where it was supposed to go. It was loose because the clips got pulled out, and it worked perfectly. And then the other thing was a sensor for how close you are to thing. I popped that back on, right where the wires didn't strip. It was just the thing that pops back on. Popped that back on, popped it in. Was like, okay, this is great. But the plastic is still completely shattered.
Yeah.
And it didn't get the hood like I thought it did. There was just some wet spots that looked like scratches. And then the trim at the bottom was totally fine. And then there's a part where you just buff it out. So it's really just this big beautiful
piece of
plastic
plastic.
thing.
Yeah.
Which will probably cost $18,000 because
Unfortunately.
it'll probably
but
cost.
you didn't hit
But, and you
anything.
didn't damage.
No, I didn't hit anything.
So
You didn't
it's
damage
literally
the
No.
body of it to where it's going to
No.
drive weird.
That's what happens when you hit something. You're like, oh, it doesn't look too bad, but you
Oh
don't
my
realize it damages
gosh.
everything underneath it too.
But I'm going to try to talk to the
Building?
the building to get footage because it was like there was an explosion of. Do you ever see Reno 911 when they blow up the whale?
no.
But when you see movies where things are just dropping.
Yes.
They're in a car and it's just things are dropping on it, and then a lamb leg.
Yes.
That's what it was like. It was and then. And we're just sitting there taking it because this stupid gate. But it was horrible. It was horrible.
If there was ever a reason to start drinking, it was last night.
But Nikki was so great about it, and she looked great yesterday. What a generous.
Sounds like she was very calm.
She
It was
was
her least favorite part of the car.
She
Yeah.
was.
And it's weird because in my car, it's my favorite part, the front.
Because she went to Jason Mraz yesterday,
Oh, she did?
and I kind of fixed it in a way to get her to Jason Mraz. And she got back and she's like, I don't even see it. So to me, I don't even care.
Yeah. See, she's chill.
She was very chill.
Those things
Might
aren't
have Jason
important.
Mraz to thank too.
I think
Yeah,
so.
it's a great
too.
Oh, that's
Well,
right. Good point.
She was as generous as you could possibly be about this right after it happened. And then throughout the day, she was like smiley and funny about it. And then when she got back from Mraz, she was like, this is a funny story that we're going to like someday. And I
Do
was
you
like,
and Emma joke about when you crashed her car?
But yeah, it's hilarious.
I'm sure it's brought up often, but not in a comical
We
sense.
It's probably
haven't talked
not.
about it in a while. We have our hands full, but it was
It was a topic.
a topic, and yes, it
Yeah,
was
Nick
pretty-
doesn't like me telling the golf ball in the eye story anymore.
Oh, yeah.
He's like done with it.
This
Like that's a story, man.
this
You're like,
feels
"I
more
got
like
hit."
this feels more like the car wash with the window down
Oh yeah.
when I did that. When I was
Yes.
brand new.
That's more ha ha, you silly boy.
right.
yeah, this was she. And I'm so happy she was there for it.
Oh,
Because
totally.
she saw that it was just like, oh, I pulled up. It didn't seem like, I don't think she thought, oh, he's way too close.
Well, I can't believe this. I just don't understand the sensor thing.
I don't like that
Mine's-
sensor above. That's obviously doesn't work.
Mine start going. I'm not even close to these things.
Well, so then I went and did tests with the car. I like put things back together, and then I did tests with the car to be like, what was I thinking? And the gate lifted when I was 8 inches away from it when I did the tests. And I was like, well, what was I drifting in? How did I do this? So I don't really know what I did.
You know what it is? It's that Windows update.
Yes, the Windows update.
Yeah.
That's what I should. That's
Probably
what I'll
the
tell
gate
Glaze.
wasn't working right.
That's what I'll tell Glaze. But I should have brought the big emblem and just been like, this is from Nikki's car.
Oh my god!
But it was not a fun time for the big guy.
How was Mraz
fella.
last night? Did she say?
She said he was amazing, like full of positivity.
Because he's got he plays. There's a lot of strings in his shows now.
Yeah,
Because he loves Damian Rice, who I saw. Like, you can tell he's taking a little inspiration from him.
She said that he is inspiring. Like all of his things are about positivity and like he's really good. Like he's like a good musician and he's having fun. I mean, I was very happy that I didn't have to go to it, but she
Loved it.
loved it and thought it was great. Thought he was great. It was a great night for her.
All right, good. All right, I'm sorry.
I know.
You're doing pretty well. You're holding up okay.
I'm holding up just fine, but
Hey,
boy,
don't worry your life away.
would I?
Didn't I say that last week?
Probably.
It's a great song. We should play some Mraz
Yeah.
today.
I don't think we need to.
I really like him. I mean, I don't love when he got real popular, like the wedding song, not my favorite, but I like a lot of his old stuff. I don't know what he has lately.
Yeah, I have almost no idea anything since those early 2000s.
Yeah. Well, we're all here. We're real late. That was quite a story.
Yeah.
You should have teased it and saved it.
Oh, yeah.
You probably just wanted to get it
Yeah, I just
on
needed
the
it
air.
out in the world.
You don't want it lingering for too long.